No, we'll do better next time.
That wasn't our best.
That was okay. Well,
I'm pretty disappointed.
That made it into the top 7. Number 4 to be specific.
I feel like we have to keep it though because the audience needs to see our improvement and failure. Plus, we're rusty. We haven't been here for 7 centuries now.
Yes.
Well, that's exactly what I mean. That yeah. I'll be right back.
See ya.
I just forgot something, So yeah.
We may have to start over if Max walks away.
No, this is it.
This is it?
So late ass episode.
There's a lot to talk about today.
So we're catering to this very specific group of people that watch us and don't know anything about E3. They just have.
Well, don't worry.
They just want to hear about Final Fantasy expansions from Eric.
Yeah. The Final Fantasy expansion came out.
How is it, dude?
It's alright. Yeah, it's not as good as the 7 remake that's coming out that was announced at E3 from Sony. It's not as good as Fallout 4, but it's fucking amazing and I love it.
Dude, so how is they put Orgrimmar in Final Fantasy, right?
They put what?
Orgrimmar?
I don't know.
That's like a little city in World of Warcraft.
Oh, I would not know.
There you go. Shout out to that one person who understood what I said.
There's more than one. There's a lot of addicts.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is better than World of Warcraft because unlike World of Warcraft, you have flying mounts. Oh wait. Well, I'm not very good at selling it. It's pretty good.
I'm sold.
2 out of 10.
I'm sold. I'm excited.
It's like World of Warcraft, except you can you got like a character that you can walk around with, and he jumps, and you can ride mounts and do quests.
I'll be honest. I've played it. I'm not very far in it. There's a lot of story above, and I've only done like 1 dungeon and 1 boss. Mm-hmm. It's long. It's a shit ton of side quests. It's good. I don't have much to say about it.
That's great.
That sounds great. I can't wait to play it with you. It's gonna be fun.
You'll never play it.
It'll be really fun to play with Eric.
You should stream it so I can watch it.
I could do that.
That's what you should do.
No, I actually could do that because the PS4 has a button. So
Do
I just
it.
hit share. We could stream it.
Do it. It sounds
exciting.
exciting.
I'm not going to because y'all yell at me.
Well, I've been playing Batman pretty religiously since it came out.
Oh,
so
I bought
and
that.
it's Arkham City on the PS4 with the Batmobile.
Okay.
And I'm cool with that.
I was about to ask you how broken it was, but that's not.
No,
that's a PC
I got it on a console,
Right.
so it works.
Right. Well, you mean Arkham Knight?
Arkham Knight, that's what I meant.
Yeah. Okay. He's in Arkham City. I'm like, oh shit.
Well, I mean, it's just Arkham City,
Right.
like as a foundation.
Yeah. Despite the
with
brokenness,
some pretty shit.
it looks really cool.
Let me ask you.
It looks really cool.
Well, first of all, it's not broken on console, so that's not an
Good.
issue.
That's great news.
Yeah,
But-
it's been perfect so far.
Good.
Here's my question. I need to know, why is it rated M? Do you know yet?
I've heard some language in it. I haven't heard any F-bombs, but I've heard a lot, like a few bastards and bitches were dropped.
Has Batman cut off a dick yet?
No dicks. But I don't remember hearing a lot of cussing in the other games. There may have been some.
There was.
Hey, I have a
But
question.
it's been a little... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, so I have a question about ratings. Is ESRB like worldwide or is it US?
That's US.
Okay, I was gonna say because I was actually
Europe's got
recently.
Peggy.
I was recently talking with a friend of mine, Joseph, Scotland. What's up, Joseph? If you're watching.
Hey, Joseph.
We were talking about on Facebook real briefly about ratings and stuff, and apparently like the word bastard is like really bad in Scotland. Here it's like on television at noon.
It's like
no
a
one cares.
mid-tier cuss word.
Oh yeah,
It's like worse than hell and damn, but not quite fucking shit.
right, or
much.
even bitch even. Like it's
Or
not
even
even yeah.
Fuck, damn, bitch. You know,
Bastard's
all
just
the
like
words.
whatever. You can just say it, and no one.
I think it's less now to do with language, it's more about violence.
I mentioned that to him on
What
Facebook,
is
and
the
he
level?
Joseph really quickly responded with, "Are you guys okay?"
I don't know.
We're not, by the way.
He's like, "Well, here in Scotland, we're pretty lax about words we can say on television. Just not shit, fucking bastard. Basically, I'm like, you can say bastards. You guys okay?"
Oh, we can say shit.
After
If
a
it's
certain
like,
time,
yeah, like at night.
There was
I've
a
seen
classic
shit.
South Park episode about shit where they
It
were
was-
allowed to do it, and they put a counter.
It was
on
an
the
amazing
bottom.
episode.
I remember seeing that the first time it aired. I was pretty young.
I was freaking
I was
out.
scarred for life.
It was blowing my
great.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't say shit too many times because it's a curse word. It'll cause a curse. It
So,
will hit you.
favorite E3
Right.
moments. Let's go ahead and dive into this.
Are we just jumping right into E3?
Nintendo
should.
World Championship. That's my favorite.
I knew you were going to say that.
It was
I knew you
great.
were gonna say that.
It was amazing. It was really cool. They had a lot of speedrunners in there, people I recognize. It was great. I was like running around in my room over there watching it, just going, "Yeah, go Cosmo, you got it, yeah." Cosmo got second. Sorry, Cosmo.
The biggest news by far that was announced was Nier 2.
Near to
Everyone's excited for Nier 2.
I don't know, man.
The
Doom 4,
Square-
dude. Doom
I don't
4,
know.
dude.
I've never played Nier.
I am pumped
but
about the new Doom game.
Doom looks
Yeah.
Doom looks sick.
It looks
Doom
cool.
looks fun. Fallout has me so excited. You hear what they're doing with consoles? They're gonna have mod support on consoles.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
insane.
I heard that PS4 was definitely allowing that, or no, the Xbox was definitely allowing
Definitely,
And
Xbox confirmed. They said they're going to try and work with Sony, and it'll come after.
So
and they haven't
that.
done
Sony's
it
kind of a dick about that kind of stuff.
No, they'll be
They
fine.
always have been.
They'll be fine.
We'll see.
I'm
We'll see what
confident.
happens.
Why would they say no?
Because they're Sony. They've
been really
throw
good
the book at
lately.
people a lot. Well, yeah.
At Bethesda, they're going to throw the book. No,
I don't know.
This isn't some indie tier. Sony's been pretty.
There's money to be. If there's money to be made
They'll do
somehow
it.
for
They'll do
Sony,
it.
they'll do it. Yeah.
Bethesda already said if Sony gives the go ahead, they're going to do it. They're just going to do it after Microsoft because they need time to infrastructure and all that. The real reason they're doing it with Microsoft first is because architecture is similar to PC, so it's easy. That was their reason,
Right.
but they want to do it.
Well, that's good.
Xbox
They'll
dropped a
bring on
bomb. What was it? Backwards compatibility.
I felt a little sour about that because
Why?
it's kind of like it's not like they're putting in a good feature. It's like they're fixing the good feature that they forgot in the very beginning kind of thing. I don't know. It's like
if they had announced that last year, it probably would have worked a lot better.
It's the difference between, I think, McDonald's giving you an extra order of fries or McDonald's forgetting your fries and then giving you your fries a week later. That's
Like, here's your fries, by the way.
Yeah, so praises.
Aren't you happy?
Forgot in the beginning. Like that's
Yeah.
what I think.
But Sony
Like,
never.
why wouldn't it be backwards compatible?
Sony doesn't even have plans to give you those fries.
I know.
Well, they let you pay $20 a month and then you get streaming fries.
That's true.
That's
But
what PlayStation does.
Stream fries.
Which is
No one's
just
doing it though. I don't know anyone.
I
That's,
did the free trial. It works better than I thought it would
didn't
work,
work
but
for
it's
me.
just not fucking. It's just not like $20. $20 a month to stream games.
I'm just gonna keep my PS3.
That's just too much.
I don't see the
Yeah.
point when they're just like
No, just
making
get some
remastered
video
versions
on.
of everything. Like the Uncharted collection's coming out.
Yeah.
You know, like they're just gonna remaster every game. All I want is Killer 7 HD, but it's never happening. And
I
I've
don't know if
learned
I'm
to
gonna
accept
get the
it.
Uncharted collection. At first, I thought I would, but now I'm thinking. I mean, is it really worth playing through all those games again just for 60 frames per second?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
Like I
that
said,
was
I'm
easy.
buying it. Yeah.
60 frames is
Not
nice.
my thing that's bummed, and I'm sure not a lot of people agree. I really liked Uncharted's multiplayer, and they're not bringing that in the collection. Just gonna be a single player. I really like that multiplayer.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was.
fun.
Especially 3. I thought 3 had a
3 had really fun.
Yeah, so why aren't Halo games on PC? I'm so mad.
Well, because they hate you.
I had a great time.
Don't worry.
I was waiting for that announcement and for like Halo to be on computer. It's not.
You hear that anti-Halo announcement? What's happening? No local co-op in the new Halo. They're butchering it, man. Halo without local co-op.
Halo 2 was the last Halo game I cared about, honestly.
I really loved Halo 3, but that was also
3
where I
was
met some of
cool.
my best friends.
3 was cool, but I never owned it. I just didn't have the money.
3, I think, is the best one.
2 is my favorite for multiplayer. Like
2's multiplayer was great.
like
3's multiplayer,
PvP.
though. Forge mode,
great.
though. Like, you could make your own stuff and go crazy with it. That was the most fun
That's true.
thing
Yeah.
in the world. Like,
3
2 had
was,
better maps, but 3 let you create.
3 is cool if you have a TV, if you don't use a widescreen TV, I think. Because the delay is just like, it's so much for me that it's unplayable for me.
It's been too long.
It's so weird for me. I don't know. Because Halo 2 is just like you're playing on a CRT. It's an original Xbox. It's just like the controls felt so tight, and it's just go on lockout and kill people.
I think I also
Lockout's
had a
best map, the only
CRT
map.
when I played Halo 3, so like I never got the
That's
good
like the way.
experience.
If I'm gonna play a first-person shooter with a controller, there better be like no delay, or I'm not even gonna have fun. That's
Right.
just me because my standards are. So
Well, you're spoiled. You're
Yeah,
spoiled
I
by-
really am.
by-
You're a snobby PC gamer.
I've been a PC gamer for a long time.
but
PC slash Nintendo.
Generally, the latency is pretty much gone with well-developed games nowadays.
I think
Yeah.
60
it's-
is like the main strive, and if they say 30, they usually go cinematic. As their word. But they don't do that for first-person shooters, though. That's more for like a third-person shooter. You can get away with it, like The Order. You
Yes.
could totally get away with it with The Order because it was third person. I
Sure.
don't care. You know, it would be better if it was 60, but I can survive. Batman's
Right.
60, I hear.
And it also depends
If
on.
yeah, I think it might be 60.
No, it's 60. I remember them.
Yeah, it looks
pushing
pretty
that.
smooth to me.
I feel like it depends on the accuracy you need in the game too. I guess to determine how much that matters. Imagine playing like Hotline Miami with less than 30 frames. You'd
Well,
fucking
to
die
be
with it.
fair, with
crazy.
those graphics, if it's less than 30, how does that happen?
Well, right, but I'm saying like I just picked a random game in my head that you need like crazy good accuracy and speed. And, like,
I
Which is
think
why I'm
if-
terrible at that game.
like a tenth of a second, like 100 milliseconds, would make a huge difference in that game.
Or
And
like
I just
Meat Boy.
like, I just get
Yeah.
caught in these. Yeah, it's exactly like
I would
Meat
screw
Boy.
I would
Like,
screw
get-
up wall jumps over and over again if that game was.
Yep.
I had that problem. I used to own a copy of Bayonetta for PS3, and it's the worst version. Because on Xbox and Wii U, it's 60 frames. That game at 30 is unplayable. Like, I physically cannot play that game. I got migraines playing it.
I mean, if you played the original Shadow of the Colossus, then it's pretty big. I mean, I love that game, but it's like almost never 30 frames per second.
Don't worry, they solved that with the HD collection.
Yeah, the PS3 one runs perfectly.
Okay, I only have the original. I mean, I like it, but
it's a little when it came out, it was impressive, but the PS3 version that's the way to play that.
We got to stick with E3 though.
You're right.
We got so much to cover.
So my biggest thing that I was most excited about, Shenmue 3.
Oh yeah,
I did not. You know what I've been wanting?
Can we go
wanting
conference at a time? I think it'd be easier if we just start and then go because we have so much to cover.
We're gonna start with the only one I really paid attention to was the Sony one.
Well, we'll get there, but let's go in order because Sony had 3 massive bombshells, and I want to hear your Shenmue, but there's so much to go over. Yeah. So Bethesda was basically Fallout and Doom, and both look fucking amazing.
Yes.
What came after?
Doom in particular.
Well, the very beginning was Nintendo World Championships. John Numbers got number 1. More importantly, Cosmo got number 2. Cosmo.
Now, how did they do that? Because I missed it. I was on a road trip at the time.
It's basically they had all these people together. I'm not sure how they were chosen. I mean, a lot of them are insanely good at certain games, so I assume there was like little sub competitions to get them nominated to be on it. But basically, there were like 20 of them. They were given totally random Nintendo games to play against each other to determine.
Awesome.
So the competition is basically to determine who is the best general Nintendo game player. Aaron from Game Grumps was on it, weirdly. I don't know why.
That's awesome.
It was great. Say Cosmo, Ocarina of Time Runner on it. It's probably the most famous speedrunner. Trihex, Super Mario World 2 speedrunner was on it. Sinister One, the guy that does blindfolded Mike Tyson's Punch Out was on it.
I've seen that guy, yeah.
A bunch of people on it. It was really cool. It was really tense. They showed a bunch of new games and stuff that no one had ever seen, and it's a really cool way to announce games. It's like, all right, this next game no one has ever seen before, and you're about to play it against each other. You're like, what?
That's brilliant. I think they're doing it because of the success of the Smash tournament they had last year. Yeah, because that was so well received.
Smash was in World Championships, and it was great. John Numbers got first because. Well, he's the one who won the whole thing. He won Smash because he's a Smash player.
Of course.
He's like a competitive Smash player. Cosmo is just he got second. He's pretty good. Everyone else was just whatever. That's pretty much what happened.
And Nintendo.
Oh, and the final match was it was Mario Maker. Looks amazing, dude. Holy shit!
People are gonna have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah. Oh my god! It's basically gonna be. I don't know. I think Nintendo's like, oh man, so many people are playing these like impossible like Kaizo Mario World maps and stuff. Like, we need to make something where you can basically, it's so capable because you can choose assets from like basically any side-scroller Mario game, like down from Mario 1 all the way up to like new Super Mario World whatever stuff. It's cool.
I think the real reason they're doing it is because they want to get kids into game design. Because like if you're talking a way to start. Mario is simple, and you can just drag and drop.
Yeah.
And that's the perfect
there was that, somebody did a really pretty makeover of Mario 64, and Nintendo got all over their shit about it. And I'm thinking maybe this could be potentially why. Because they want to sell you the ability to make your own Mario game.
Nintendo's always been that kind of way, though. The only thing they've ever allowed was Mother 3, and that was just because we're never going to make it.
Have you seen...
it just seems like linked.
Although, speaking of that, they're bringing Mother 1 in English, which is interesting.
Oh, yeah. Earthbound Origins or something.
It's clever way to call it. I don't like that game. I'm going to make it clear. Mother 1's not that good. I love Earthbound, and Mother 3 is beautiful. But Mother 1, But what excites me is that they're supporting it. Because that means there's a chance 3 will come out.
I was watching the chat during that announcement, so I was like over there watching it, and everyone goes, Mother 3, Mother 3, Mother 3, Mother 3. They were still excited about Mother 1 or whatever in the chat, but they were open for 3.
Well, here's the thing. Mother 1 exists as this is an interesting experiment that led up to a brilliant game.
Sure.
And then Mother 3 is a sequel. Mother 3 is the big one. Cool. That is an Earthbound, but you need to play Earthbound, buddy.
Well, they're releasing...
we need to beat it.
Okay, yeah.
We need to beat it together at some point.
Today, maybe.
It's just Earthbound. It's perfect. It's a good,
I have way too many games.
Yeah, but that's the only one that matters.
My what have I been playing segment is it would last too long if I named everything I've been playing.
Aren't we E3? So anyway,
That's right.
So it's our Nintendo, and we have Bethesda, which we pretty much have to gloss over because it was just 2 games, mainly.
Doom and Fallout.
Yeah, I mean,
Which
don't get me
both are
wrong,
great.
there was Dishonored and stuff, but we don't have the time to go through every game,
Sure.
and they didn't really show
Poor
it.
man's Bioshock Infinite.
Quick question
I
for you
never
guys
played
about
it.
Doom, though, as an interesting
Yes.
thought. So I grew up. Some of the first games I ever played in my whole life were the first 2 Doom games. Somehow, thank you, Dad. And I love them. But if you've played Doom 3 and Doom 2, they're different games. They're
Absolutely.
yeah,
nothing
totally
like.
different.
I don't like
Totally
Doom 3, to be honest.
Doom 3 is like is basically scary Halo, and then
It's like Dead Space, kind of. Like
So,
the environment
first
is a lot
person
like
Dead Space.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
nothing wrong with it. It's just
It's totally
I don't know,
different. You're right.
The fast pacedness and chaoticness of Doom 2 is what I liked about it.
That's what the new Doom is.
And the
though.
big open
Is Doom 4
spaces.
like that?
Doom.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so
The new one has big open spaces like that.
Good.
Doom 4 has one ability that changes the whole thing, though.
Okay.
And that is kind of like Mario Maker. You can make your own levels.
That's great.
So it's going to have community upload their stuff and make everything, but it's about the fast-paced fun. It's ridiculously
Good.
stupid and violent and
Great.
awesome. It's Doom.
That's
This
what
is
I
a
like about
game where you rip someone's head off and shove it down their throat.
Yeah.
That is this game.
I wish they were calling it Doom 4 though.
I'd
That's,
no.
that's still what I want to call it.
It's better this way because
Ah.
here's the thing: Doom 4 implies it comes after 3, and I didn't really like 3. I think Doom 3 is not the best.
No.
It was
generic.
It,
It was-
tried
it
to
was
be
a departure.
scary and serious, and I wanted dumb and rock and roll and metal,
Right.
which is what the first 2 were.
I
And
want
the
to
new one
see
looks like.
just this, tear up the face of a demon that's running at it. Ah,
The new one is one
fun.
where there will be a weapon on the ground that spins and you pick it up, and then you're like,
great. Bam. Boom. Quake Live, baby.
it's basically Quake multiplayer with. Dude, that's what it looks like. It looks
Quake Live
so
is great.
fun.
It's on Steam now. By the
Yeah.
way. It's good.
But the new Doom looks like Quake in multiplayer wise. Like it looks fun.
Quake was also one of the first games I grew up with. My dad just happened to like those games when I was younger.
Quake was a good game. And
I didn't
Quake
get
2 I
into
liked.
Quake until
I have,
later.
I had the first Quake on N64. It's at my mom's house, sadly. But crap,
I
it's
remember-
so good.
Wasn't it Trent Reznor that did the soundtrack?
I have no
Quake.
idea.
I think he did. I think it was right on the top of his thing.
I remember Quake 2 was one of my first games on PC. I think I played on a 98, Windows 98, played Quake 2. And that was one of my first PC games. I was like, whoa, this is
I
I
had,
was a Duke Nukem child.
I had Doom 2 on 4 floppy disks.
nice.
Damn.
Yep.
I think my first playing Doom was on PlayStation. It was, a later port on the PlayStation. But now I kind of started up trying to get it on every platform it came out on. And right now I have it on
Calculator?
Sega 32X. I have it on. I don't have it on Super Nintendo. That's the one I don't have. I have everything
It's
else.
a bad version.
I have it on
like, you don't
PC.
want
I
that.
have Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
The music is good, but visually,
I just want it because I just want to own it.
Are you gonna get the?
Because I'm vain.
Are you going to get Super Noah's Arc 3D?
Super Nintendo Arc 3D?
So there was a Christian company that made that stole. No, that's Wolfenstein. Shit, but they stole Wolfenstein and then they just put Noah's and turned it Christian. And it's literally the same game.
It's
Like
like
map
a-
design's exactly the same.
It's like Zoo Race.
The only difference it is Wolfenstein, except you shoot sleeping pellets at goats. But it is the same game other than that. Like
Terrible.
identical gameplay.
Right. Well, that would be the difference
Yeah.
in my head. Yeah.
Zoo Race is still no one's topping that.
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking how weird it is in my head now that Quake was on a Nintendo console.
Yeah.
That's weird.
It
I never
is.
thought about that before.
Nintendo Nintendo published Eternal Darkness. They're not as good.
Like, we're not talking about Nintendo, Super Nintendo. We're talking about 64. Like, there's a Quake game on it.
Yeah.
What?
There's a Quake game on that. There was also Doom,
weird.
Doom 64,
it's
which is not a port, by the way.
It's a great game.
Doom 64 is in a whole different game.
It's one of my favorite in 64
so good.
games.
So was the movie.
And it's scarier, too.
Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah,
Oh, man. That was such a terrible, terrible, terrible film.
great film.
Almost as good as Final Fantasy
Classic.
films.
Why would The Rock do that? Do such a shit film? How much did they pay him for
Because
that?
he was young in his career, where he took whatever.
Was
he
that-
did.
He wasn't young in his career. He was a world famous wrestler. He
So
could've done anything he
Microsoft
That was like
did
the
a
peak of his
conference.
career.
I'm trying to bring it all back. Microsoft did a conference, and it was, but they had two things that were amazing, and that was backwards compatibility, which and that rare collection, man. If I had an Xbox, I would get it just for the rare collection. Comes with every rare game,
That'd be cool.
all of them, for
My-
$30.
My immediate thought before Rare even started at E3 was, dude, Yooka-Laylee just came out. They better have fucking something.
To be fair, I'm glad their game doesn't look anything like Banjo. It is a pirate MMO. That's the way to do it if you're
That
gonna
looks
bring Rare
really
back.
cool. Also, what's that? Oh gosh, my favorite or the coolest looking new IP game or whatever I saw at E3 was that fucking the game where you're like a bit of yarn. What's that game called? Unraveled or something.
Yes.
That looks amazing.
That does look
I
good.
want that so bad. I'm glad to see the percentage of like adventure games are getting way higher. Before it was just shooter. Probably
It's
just barely
oversaturated.
over half of the games were shooters this year, which is pretty good.
Yeah, most games let you pick your gender.
That's a good point.
too.
I never really noticed that, but you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, about over half of them this year were shooters, which is a lower percentage than
Yeah.
before.
I mean, that's so much of what it is normally. You're right.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see adventure games coming back. I think it's just I don't know. It's just been that long since the kids who played adventure games are adults that have money can buy games now. That's what
I think
it is.
Kickstarter really
Exactly.
changed the
Kickstarter.
and let people do things that weren't AAA. And
Sure.
Anyway,
I mean,
Sony.
Shenmue 3 is still technically a Kickstarter.
We're gonna go back to Sony just so you can have the Shenmue 3. 'cause
Good,
I want to hear
thank
you
God.
go.
And Shenmue's
Well, I really
like-
don't have that much to say. I just want to. It was just like, and by the way, it got funded in 24 hours.
Oh,
Yeah,
I saw that.
several
Yeah.
But
million
it's still
dollars.
up there, and they want 10 million because if they get 10 million, he can do exactly what his vision was.
Right,
the
they have
original
stretch
game.
goals, which
If
I'm sure
Ukulele
they'll
can
meet.
do it, then
They'll
Shenmue
meet.
will blow them out of the
I'm
water.
pretty sure if you donate 100, then you get your name in the credits, which I'm thinking about doing.
There's so many people in that credits, though.
I mean,
no one will
still,
ever
though,
see you.
I don't care. I just want to know that I'm in there. That's all. That's
Speaking
what
of
I'm about.
Ukulele's Kickstarter ended recently. They hit their final stretch goal of £2 million. Holy shit!
Damn.
Yeah, that's everyone who buys it gets free DLC. Everyone who kickstarts it, it's free DLC.
That's cool,
Yeah.
and that's a good way to handle DLC too.
You want to
Yes.
hear something dirty with Shenmue, though? Not Shenmue 3's Kickstarter. Apparently, for 1 and 2, the HD collection, Sega's had it made for a year, and they were fucking waiting. They're like, we know he's gonna go to Kickstarter. When the time comes, we'll capitalize.
So I
on
mean,
it.
that's kind of what I was, because I've known that this is done somewhere.
That's so
And,
bullshit.
and it's just like, it's been sitting there for what, 10 years now? It's probably been done.
Well, the
And-
HD was 2 years, but you know.
Well, I mean, it's just I've heard about this several years ago that they have the one that was on Xbox and they have the one that was on the Dreamcast. You know, Shenmue 1 and 2,
Yeah.
remastered, fucking ready to port to systems, and they just haven't done it.
Now they're
and that's
gonna.
all I've wanted. I've just been waiting for that announcement. You know.
What's
and then when they
interesting,
say they're
though-
doing 3, I just like shit myself.
They're still gonna do Shenmue 4 if they can get. Like he says, he's not ending it at 3 because he always envisioned 4 is what he visioned. So he says, I'm not gonna change my fucking vision.
Well, I want. If,
So you
if they
might
can
still
put-
end with a cliffhanger and be miserable
That's
for 10
okay.
years.
That's okay.
Is it? Is it really? Do you
I
want to
mean,
wait another 10 years?
I just want to play more Shenmue. If I play more Shenmue, I'm happy.
Well, it'll probably happen.
They can do what
because
they
if
wanna
it just
do
goes back to
story-wise.
Kickstarter.
Yeah.
You know.
It's been way too long since I've played a Shenmue game at all.
It's
They
the funny thing
it's
about-
so good. First one is
Oh, great.
I haven't played the second one yet.
were
But
groundbreaking when they came out.
Shenmue 2 is also
well,
great.
it's still like really well. You know how like Metal Gear Solid still kind of holds up, even though
Yeah.
it looks really rough. But like
Yeah.
just because of the writing and the cinematic nature of it, it still holds up real well. Shenmue's the same way.
But it's so weird
That's good.
though. This is a game where 90% of your time is following somebody and putting the controller on the floor. I mean, it is. Shenmue is a game where it's like, hey, let me show you the idol. Follow me. Okay.
Mega 64 Shenmue video hit him
I'm
hit
cool
the
with
nail right on the head.
Most of Shenmue is just talking to people with bad voice acting and being like, yeah, there might be a sailor at the bar.
Yeah, but it was
That's
great.
most of the game.
I mean,
was great.
there's good little scenes though too with certain characters, like the
No,
the
it's
little girl,
great.
the little girl with the kitten in the box.
My cat's
like that was
name.
such a really well written little scene. I love that little scene.
One thing I am going to miss, though, Shenmue 3 cannot have it, the Sega arcade. Because back in the day...
That's okay.
No, it's not. Because back in the day, Shenmue 1 and 2, this was before the era where you could download everything and they could make profit. It had all these little Sega games just hidden around. They can't do that anymore.
Well, they'll be there
It's
for
gonna-
99 cents a piece, probably. Real money. That's what it'll be.
No.
Fuck, I just
50
realized.
cents if you charge it on your Sega card.
If they do the HD collection, they're probably going to cut those out. I just realized, because the HD collection, they won't let you have all those games.
I don't know.
Because theoretically, if you bought Shenmue, you could just play those for the rest of your life. Just
Right.
play Space Harrier. You'd be good. You never need to buy a collection.
Let's see what they do.
We'll see.
Let's see if they can maybe figure that out.
It's probably going to be years still until
That
they
is
put
such a big part of the game. Like so many people like that part of it. That'd be kind of weird if they.
Yeah,
just
but they
said-
can't do it in 3 because
Here
it's
you
not a
go.
Sega game.
Right.
So what are they going to do? They're just going to make fake games, or are they going to just steal from Sony? What does Sony have in the arcade in the 80s?
I'm
I
sure
don't
there's a
think-
way to make it happen if they wanted
Just like, hey, let me go in the arcade and Crash Bandicoot happens to be in there. I mean, what do they do? That would be cool, actually.
to. So Final Fantasy VII remake.
What?
I'm
By Nomura?
I'm worried that. Well, not really worried. I'm actually pretty confident that because this has been asked for so long, that once it finally comes out,
Who cares?
it's impossible to do it right.
No, I'm happy.
You're not gonna make it. There's like no one's gonna be fucking happy with it.
You're crazy.
Everybody's been sitting on their own like idea
Okay.
of what this should be for so long.
Here's the thing that the trailer said, which I think is right, is like, you might be nervous, but let's right for the moment be fucking excited.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. Nomura is the best guy that Square has. He was a co-writer of Final Fantasy VII.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be the game that everyone imagines, but it is going to be the best possible
It's gonna be the
version
best
ever
it can be.
remade. And
That's all I can do.
honestly, how much did people lose their shit when you just saw CG versions of classic imagery? Like, even if it's not what people want, the excitement from nostalgia and purely seeing the story again and seeing these locations and this iconic imagery again is enough.
Mm-hmm.
You will be happy.
Yeah.
The game could fucking be Kingdom Hearts gameplay and you're just hack and slash, but if you have that imagery and the story and the characters, it's and that music, it's done.
Yeah.
Like, you're done. People are happy.
Nostalgia. I mean, if they wanted to, they could ride the nostalgia train all the way through it.
Well, they will.
They really could.
But, like, here's the thing. If anyone's going to get it right, they have the original writers in front of it. Like, they're not going to ruin it.
Right.
They're probably going to cut out some of the goofier stuff, and it's probably going to be a lot more serious in tone. But, I mean, they've already confirmed that the transgender moment of the story is going to be back, so he's going to dress up like a
That's
girl.
all I
at
really
one point.
want.
Like,
I'll
they're going
trade
to
it in
try
after
and
that.
keep some of the goofy moments.
Yeah.
There are some moments that just can't be done, like a dolphin lifting you up on top of a building, you know,
Final Fantasy VII : Love Wins, dude. That's it.
or a part where Cloud is in a wheelchair
Full
going
hashtag level.
in the wheelchair. That probably will be a little different in the HD version, or the slap fight between Tifa and a woman where they're just like on top of a bridge going.
When you get right down to it, like the only things that really don't hold up about the original Final Fantasy VII is some of the controls in some parts and the graphics. If those are fixed, then people are gonna like it.
I want to see how they do
fine.
Barrett. I want to see how Barrett works in like the
He's gonna
21st
be-
century actually
well,
acted
again.
out. Because when it was all written, you know, it can be really two-dimensional.
It's going to be rewritten
token
a
black
little
guy,
bit,
and
but
it's passable, but-
Yeah.
Barrett was fine in Advent Children. I have a lot of problems with that movie, but Barrett was fine in it. You know, as long as they don't treat him too cartoonish, it's fine. And I'm
Yeah.
sure, and
He really
Nomura
wasn't in
is
a
the
lot of
best
Advent
guy
Children.
they have, because this is the dude who does Kingdom Hearts.
Mm-hmm.
This is the guy that has been keeping Square alive. You know, like if anyone's doing it right, it's the guy who co-wrote the damn thing. And he originally drew the characters. He was literally the visionary of Final Fantasy VII. So it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't be more excited, even though it's probably like 90 years from now. Because, you know, they're going to just hype that train until it goes. And 15 Kingdom Hearts are about to come out first. Shit. What was the third game? There were 3 giant announcements. We
Well,
covered 2.
I don't know if this is the one if you were thinking this one, but the new game from Guerrilla,
That wasn't.
I'm really pumped about. Horizon.
It looks great. I'm just trying to remember the third bombshell was.
To me, that was a really exciting thing because this developer has been making Killzone games since like 2004, and you know, not everybody fucking likes Killzone. I understand, but
Yeah, I gotta
you gotta
look it
admit they have a lot of. You could tell that these people have a lot of skill that are making these games.
I think
So
Eric's
it's
thinking
cool.
of Minecraft HoloLens. That's what he's thinking of.
That was cool.
I'm going to find out.
I do not believe, with currently existing technology, that is as doable as that made it look like.
Oh, yeah, there's no way.
But I mean, I'm glad that they have that dream. You know,
Yeah.
I'm glad
Oh.
that they want to work towards that.
So weird fun fact. I don't think a lot of people know this because it's such a dated thing. But so if think back to during E3 when they were showing off it was that girl talking about the HoloLens Minecraft. She came out. Lydia Winters was her name.
Last Guardian is what you're thinking.
I used to watch her like 6 years ago on YouTube. She used to wear this pink wig and play Minecraft. She was called like Minecraft Chick or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw her there. I'm like, holy fuck, is that Minecraft Chick? I haven't thought about it in like 7 years. So weird.
That's funny.
So like she like works for them now. What? She's just a YouTuber who played the game with a stupid wig. Now she works for them. Announcing things at E3. Shit.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
a totally random fact.
That's a cool development.
Yeah.
For her, you know.
So let me
I've
ask
never
you
I haven't been to
this.
her channel. I wonder if it still exists.
I'm sure it does.
Is she going to be in Minecraft? Have they built her yet?
She's currently table reading for Hero Brian right now.
Oh, that's
see if
good.
she can get that through.
So Last Guardian.
So Last Guardian, yeah. You
Last
excited?
Guardian. It's one of those games where like, yes,
See,
pretty much.
And I also like.
I
This
don't
is
feel
kind
like
of
there's
another game that I'm
anything
afraid the build up is going to like overwhelm
It's in safe
the final
hands.
product
Here's the thing.
because it wasn't supposed to take this long. You know?
A Team Eco game is always perfect. It's made by a perfectionist who always gets the vibe down, and he got the same vibe from the footage that we saw.
Yeah,
I'm
excited.
fine.
I wonder if it'll be hard copy release or what we're gonna get. With
It's absolutely a hard
Really?
copy release.
Okay.
No question about that. But like, it isn't the kind of game that you're overly hyped for. It's more like a beautiful little piece that comes out that that you truly take with you.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I'm hyped, but I'm not gonna scream like I would Final Fantasy VII.
Right.
I'm
just so glad they can get done with this fucking game and start making something
I just
else.
want Half-Life 3 now. There's nothing else for me to ask for. You give me Half-Life 3, what do I ask for anymore?
I feel like that's probably being developed.
I got a question for y'all.
You don't think?
No. What is the next Valve 3 you realistically think is going to come out?
I think Half-Life 3. I think Half-Life 3.
I think Dota.
There's too much fucking money to be made with a Half-Life 3 for them to not be working on
I
it.
feel like Dota 2 is too recent for that.
No,
It
it's
would
not
make no
anytime
fucking
soon.
sense for them to not make Half-Life.
I mean, like the next one to
Version
come out.
3,
The
they're going to
next-
call it.
The next 3 to come out.
Here's the thing with Valve, right? I think they're past the point of making games. I think they're now at the point where they've realized they make a shit ton more money if they just let community build stuff and just sell it for free. Like, honestly, that's how they do it. That's
Make a lot of
most
money
their
for
games.
selling things for free.
Team Fortress literally is one of their most profitable games because people keep making hats and selling it. Like, Dota is entirely about making items in their perspective.
I still love Team Fortress 2.
They don't want to make games
great.
anymore. They're just like, free money.
Yeah, I've had that game for a very long time. I have the Veterans helmet from when it used to have to pay money for it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's probably the most hours I have in my whole Steam account, and I don't really play it that much. I haven't played it very much for the past 5 years, and it somehow has the most hours out of any game I've ever played. Just from the very beginning when I had 5 games.
Have you got any games from the summer Steam sales?
Oh fuck yeah!
I spent like $20 the other day on a bunch of shit.
I got no money.
Yeah, I got I got Lethal League. Amazing. Have you seen that?
No.
Lethal League is like if you were to mix Super Smash Brothers and baseball together.
That
it's
sounds fun.
fucking weird.
Okay.
So there's these 2 people and they have baseball bats basically, and there's a ball that goes around, and the first person that gets hit by the ball loses. It's super fun. It looks like a Flash game, but the controls are real tight. I'll show you in there in a bit.
Okay.
That one's cool. I got Ori and the Blind Forest, probably the most pretty game I've ever played in my life.
I've heard nothing but great things.
I almost cried in the beginning. I was holding back a tear. Oh my god.
What happened? What was it?
Don't spoil.
Shouldn't
It's
tell
not that much of a spoiler because it's right in the beginning. But basically, it's kind of hard. It's a weird story.
Well, I'll play it then.
Yeah.
We'll play it.
But it's oh my gosh. Oh,
It's one of
If you
those
guys wanna play with, we can
Xbox-
stream it while I play with me, and if I cry, we can put it on the internet.
there we go.
Okay.
We could do that.
It could ruin my fucking life.
In the
Something.
arms of an angel.
Lethal League. I got Ori. My little brother bought me H1Z1. That's kind of cool. I like
It looks fun.
it was funny. So the maps in that game, if you don't, there's basically 2 game modes. There's the regular game mode, which is like Daisy, you just wander around and do whatever you want, make stuff, shoot people.
Which is what inspired it, really, probably.
Sure. And then there's Battle Royale, which is you get put in a map with 140 people, and the last person to live wins. I played the regular mode with my little brother, and the map is fucking huge. And if you press M and look at the map, it doesn't tell you where you are on the map. You have to see what quadrant you're in. Well, not quadrant because there's more than 4 squares, but it'll say you're in I-9, and you have to press M and on the grid. You're like, all right, I'm somewhere in this huge square. It takes you 5 minutes, I think, to walk across one square. It's they're a couple minutes. So just trying to find someone in that game that you're playing with is really hard because you get dropped in a random place. So it's like, oh, you're in G1, shit, I'm in A9. I'm it's and you don't know if you're going north or west. You just kind of have to go by the quadrant you're in. I had a great time just walking around trying to find my brother.
Do you have vehicles? Can you get vehicles?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can. It's not as easy as you think.
Right.
Because you can do. It's such an intricate game. I realized. I never had any interest in buying it because it just whatever. But then I got it. I'm like, wait, this game's really cool. So you can do stuff like.
Is it free to play?
No. Well, it is once you buy it. There's no monthly thing, is what I mean.
Okay. All right.
It's buy to play.
It's buy to play.
I'm fine with that system.
Or pay to play, it's called, I think.
Pay to play. Yeah.
That's what they call it. When
P2P.
yeah, that's
not
what they
F2P.
do for Guild Wars and shit like that.
Right.
Where you buy, or Elder
Yes.
Scrolls Online.
I prefer that to monthly subscription stuff.
I've had my mind entirely changed about that.
Yeah.
But I've also seen the best case scenario. Because, like normally, okay. So when you buy to play, the catch is they don't update it. So you're just playing the one game pretty much, and then it's still. If you have a subscription, they keep adding content, so the game is. It basically feels like you're. I guess the closest thing is like constant DLC that keeps coming in.
Yeah.
But like I feel like what's way worse in a subscription model is Destiny. Where it's like you pay $60 and then you have to pay another $20 if you want to.
I think another 10 here.
Usually, yeah, and then $60 if you want the damn Taken King.
Which is just such a fucking like. And you know, if Destiny were fucking good, okay, it'd be fine. But it's not even fucking good.
Well, there's so little of it. Like, forget good, because that's the thing. But there's
no fucking story. They set up a beautiful, interesting universe with no story in it.
It takes 10 hours to beat the base game, and then you keep playing it over and over, trying to get better equipment so you can do other shit, you know, like the raid that they have. But like, I feel like you pay way more for Destiny than you do like an MMO, and you get way more content out of an MMO than you do for something like that. So I've kind of had my opinion changed on the subscription model, only if it's done right. Because if you don't patch your shit and add things to it, then fuck the subscription. There's no point.
I feel like a lot of what saves games like that are, you know, you buy them once and you have it, is like cosmetic microtransactions, because they don't ruin the game. You don't have to get them, but that sort of like extra income and people playing and buying them kind of, you know, I guess inspires the devs to keep updating it a lot of times. I mean, that's true for games that are free. League of Legends is a huge culprit.
But even then, it's also handled differently, because a game like that isn't about you seeing new. It's about you scream. He doesn't like the touch. So a game like that isn't you doing new content. It's you doing the same activity and then more stuff gets added to it.
Right.
Well, like an MMO is basically if you took a single player game and it just happened to last fucking way longer and there's just more out there.
Sure.
You know, and now that I've had my hand on expansion, I realize also what that is in terms of buying into their game. Like expansion's a whole fucking new game. It's just a whole new game that happens to be attached to a previous one.
Oh, totally.
Like now that I get that, my mind is
like Blood Dragon. That is not Far Cry. It is, but it's not.
Yeah,
I like it. I actually like it better than Far Cry 2.
It's so cool.
It's so fucking good.
I never
PC
actually
really
played
good.
Blood Dragon. I know it's got Linda's, my girlfriend's, favorite actor, Michael Biehn, in it. So
yeah, Michael Biehn is the main guy.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Running is like walking, but faster.
I need to play it.
Elijah Wood is in the Tim Schafer game.
I still haven't played the second half. My computer can't run it anymore. And it makes me sad. I want to. I really like the first half. And the cliffhanger.
Delete your porn.
Oh!
There you go.
That's what I've been doing wrong.
It took me 20 years to learn that.
Just delete the horse folder. That'll be enough. You can leave the other stuff.
But that's the only stuff I look at. It's the horse folder. What else? Was there anything else at E3?
Well, I mean, no one cares about
Nintendo World
the
Championships.
What do they not?
No one cares about Horizon.
No.
But,
it's a new IP, so it's hard to get hype for it.
Everyone's like, we want a new IP. Gorilla makes a new IP.
No,
that looks stupid.
It looks great. It's one of those games. But here's the thing: you don't get hype for a new IP. You're interested in a new IP. Mm-hmm. That's always how it works.
People like new IPs as a concept, but when they come out, everyone rips them to shreds.
No, I think it's just less like you're a little more cautious because you haven't seen the series before, and then it comes out, and then the second one comes out, and people are hyped because they know they liked it. So it's actually in a better advantage because when people aren't hyped, that means
the bar's lower.
The bar is lower, even though it looks as good as it does, and then people get caught off guard. That's a new IP. Sure. Splatoon was like that. Nobody cared about Splatoon, and then it comes out, and everyone loves it.
I have it.
And it's great. I know you do.
It's amazing.
That's my point.
It's such a cute little game.
But it didn't have hype until it came out. Yeah. And now if they made a new Splatoon, everyone would be down for it.
Splatoon is one of those games where you don't own it, and you're like, that is way too much money for that game. And then one day you're like, whatever, and you get it, and it's like, okay, that's worth it.
Yeah, but that's great. That's new IP in general. It's always like that, you know.
I remember when Assassin's Creed first came out, the first one.
Yeah,
and everyone was like, "Oh, this is okay."
It was also not that good of a game though.
Right.
2 was the best.
Well, but it was one of the first games that really tried all that stuff at once, though. Too, you know what I mean? So it ended up, you know, when you look at it compared to Assassin's Creed 4, you know, it looks pretty rudimentary. But
no, if you want to talk about rudimentary, talk about the broken one that was released, Unity. Good job, guys.
No faces.
Speaking of Unity,
who needs faces?
It was posted on Reddit, I think, yesterday. It was like Mario 64 in Unity 4. Not Unity 4, sorry, Unreal 4.
Unreal 4.
I haven't
Holy
seen that.
fuck. What the hell?
I'll have to see that.
It looks so cool. It's not like Mario. It's not
Is it as cool as World Court Tennis?
No. It's not like Mario
Nothing
64 levels. Like, it's just generic levels with Mario 64 Mario running around. I could tell by the way he was moving. I've been playing for those. I've been speedrunning Mario 64. So
He's a
I could
genius.
Tell I'm not.
Have you been putting those on YouTube?
No.
Okay.
I'm not confident enough in my times yet. I haven't even streamed it.
I got you.
Just do it
You
anyway.
want to
And
sharpen your skills.
We want to
And
laugh
I don't
at
really
you.
have like a good way to stream console anyway. I've been playing it on N64. I like have trouble speedrunning it in emulator for some reason. Like it doesn't run as well as an N64, which is the weirdest thing.
Well,
Is that a really nice
I
computer?
have a bone
Sometimes
to pick
you run
with
into
you,
that.
by the way. I've been watching your YouTube videos, and I saw that
Okay.
one about you eating and not wanting to overeat your food and feel uncomfortable.
Oh,
why
yeah.
not? Why not just put your leftovers in the fridge and eat it later?
That's what I do.
You just said you threw it away.
What I don't know. I guess if I'm like at someone's house or
No, you take it
it's a
with
food
you.
you can't like.
You
What if
shove it in their mouth.
what if the food in question is like McDonald's French fries?
You shove it in their mouth.
You can
give it to me.
not
You
reheat
either
McDonald's
eat
French
them
fries.
when they're
I
fresh
do
or you
it.
do not eat them.
Thank you.
They're packing peanuts after
I'll
that.
do it
They're
anyway.
worthless.
They are.
I eat packing peanuts.
They're
as
just
well.
a bunch of soggy, gross.
And I've
erasers.
tried reheating them. Not good. They
Doesn't work.
Don't even closely resemble what they were.
Either you put them in an oven and they're like way too crunchy and shitty and not even fun to eat anymore, or you microwave and then pack peanuts.
And
They're gross,
just like
soggy erasers.
Wet.
That's why you
They're
cover
they're
them
poo
up.
erasers.
You cover up the poo in barbecue sauce, and it saves it. It's salty.
No.
They're flaccid. They're just flaccid nonsense.
You wave it in your buddy's face with the barbecue sauce.
It's just a bunch
and
of
they'll eat it.
you grab it and it goes.
And that's a solution. Just
Okay.
eat it.
Okay, I'm with you then. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay,
Now
that
that
makes
we're
sense.
settled,
Okay.
it's okay. Plus, his name wasn't Maloney from Home Maloney.
Yeah, Malone.
That wasn't his name.
Malone was.
You lied to me.
Poor Malone.
I took it as Maloney. I don't know why.
I
I feel like Maloney's just more fun to say.
made a
like
video
Maloney,
on one of
but
my
it's a
YouTube
human
channels where I thought like I was
Hey, Sticks.
I had this random thought. I was like, okay, so you know how the main character in
Batman.
Home Alone, his name's Kevin, Macaulay Culkin. I'm like,
McAllister.
he's like, his name's Kevin Malone. It sounds like Home Malone. Did they name him that on purpose? And I'm like, his name is McAllister in that movie. Kevin Malone is Kevin from The Office. I just totally mixed them up. So for an hour, I thought I was a genius.
Right.
Let me ask you this.
Really, just mixed up the names.
Did you just know the name from the guy from The Office? Because I've seen The Office. I've never knew his name.
Oh yeah, Kevin Malone.
I just knew Kevin. Mm-hmm. Did you just know that, or did you look
did.
it up and think,
I did.
I'm going to be clever and find someone else
No,
with
I
that
did.
name?
No, I
and
did.
he got lucky. And
He was in. Well, like, I don't know. I didn't know it was him. The name Kevin Malone was in my head, so I knew that I knew the name because I've watched all the way through The Office. I'm on my third time, so I know
That's a
pretty-
lot of Office.
It's my favorite television show of all time.
But Parks and
Fun
Rec
fact
is
about me.
funnier for me. I will admit it.
I think Parks and Rec is really good, but they had a very terrible first season.
Yeah, but it's 6 episodes. You get past 6 episodes and it becomes great.
Of course, that's the first season for you because
And,
they don't know if
and
they're gonna
Office
keep
kind of
going.
went downhill, I would argue.
Sure,
So, like, I just feel like it's a different starting point.
that's fine. I remember when only
Chris
the
Pratt.
first. Yeah, Chris Pratt's my favorite part of that whole
Of course he is.
show.
He's Chris Pratt.
He's the funniest part of Parks and Rec in his work.
Speaking of Chris Pratt, I saw
Yes.
Jurassic World.
How was that?
I hated it.
Eric really hated it, man. I saw your little Facebook. rant.
You were the first person I had ever seen talk about the movie. So like, oh fuck, it's bad. Then I talked to like a million other people and they all liked it. So
Yeah, but they're
I don't
all
know.
wrong.
I've heard some people that hated it too. I don't know if I've heard anyone with the amount of vitriol you have.
Oh, it was the worst fucking moment of my life. It was absolutely god awful.
My prediction is I'm gonna enjoy it because I don't care. I think it's a fucking dinosaur movie and I'm gonna watch it.
I think even on
That's
that
That's how
level
I feel
it
about the
fails
new
you.
Terminator.
Really?
I think it is terrible on every possible level for you to go in. I know why people like it and they're wrong. And the reason they're going in is because it's called Jurassic World and they loved it before they went in the theater.
Oh,
That is
boy.
my honest to God reason why people like that movie.
It's why I'm gonna like
It is-
Ukulele. It's gonna be terrible and I'm gonna be like,
No,
guys, Ukulele's
because
fine.
Ukulele has a shot. Ukulele at least was
They
made
do.
by competent people.
I think it's
I
gonna be
cannot
good.
say the same for Jurassic World. Has not only the worst script, they turned an actor who I love to death who was terrible in it. The dinosaurs have emotions, guys. The
Okay.
dinosaurs have human emotions, and that's not for a story reason. They just have empathy.
Oh, good.
The T-Rex at the end of the movie is
they
a
don't act
hero
like-
for no reason.
So they don't act like reptiles.
This is they are in the movie. They will be like, you've been good to me. I'm gonna go after that other dinosaur because you, human, you've been good to me.
What a heartwarming
It's
family-oriented
so
story.
bullshit.
Don't talk about where
Every
that is
moment-
in the movie or anything because we don't want to spoil
Every
it for
moment of
ourselves.
that, it sucks. I'm spoiling the movie.
Spoiler, the movie's bad.
Spoiler alert, Chris Pratt lives. The end. It's a fucking... It was... You know how in the original...
Pratt has zero character development, I'm guessing.
You know how in the original Jurassic Park, like, the kids had, like, human emotions because they were fucking children?
Right.
In this one, they're being chased by a fucking monster that's about to kill them and they're making one-liners. There's not a single moment where these people act like human beings.
Oh, good.
Not a single fucking one. The villain is a military man who wants to take the dinosaurs and use them as an army. And guess what? They're setting up for the sequel where he fucking does it. It is the worst fucking movie I've seen in my life.
I could see like Donald Rumsfeld or somebody want to do that maybe.
It's so one-dimensional and so shitty on every fucking level.
Yeah.
And it has so many plot holes every fucking moment of it.
Jurassic Love wins, dude.
I never thought I'd say this. I think Jurassic World is worse than Jurassic Park 3. I think it is the worst
I
fucking
thought Jurassic
movie
Park
I've
3
ever
was pretty bad.
It's worse by
that's saying a
far.
lot.
By far. And
I would
I
go as
think
far as to say that the anything other than the first Jurassic Park is just whatever. You don't.
You're
have to
right.
say.
I thought Lost World was okay.
Lost
passable.
World has
Sure.
moments,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah,
still not
I
a good
I
movie.
think you don't have to see anything other. You have to see the first one. The other ones, like if you want to see them. Mm-hmm. That's my opinion on it.
Jurassic World just feels like you're fucking watching a movie that was made by marketing executives. And like the entire time you're sitting there and you're like, I can see how this is made to please people. But they're wrong. And of course they do because they saw the fucking trailer and it said Jurassic World. The trailers look so much better in the movie.
Is it
That's
like
a shame 'cause I thought the trailers looked stupid.
It's
did it
way
make
better
you-
in the movie.
Did it make you feel like how Brian Posehn describes the Star Wars prequels? Have you seen that?
Remind me.
He had this. He's like, the Star Wars prequels. Have being a big Star Wars fan, it's like you're at your uncle's house and he snuck up behind you and you like put his penis on your shoulder as a joke. Oh, what the fuck? That's what it felt like. That's what he said.
A little bit. But the worst thing is, someone...
Jar Jar.
You walk away and then people go up to you and say, that was really good. And I'm like, what world do you live in where that was good?
Jurassic World.
Like, I know.
That was good.
Love wins.
Yep.
I know you say you hate Marvel movies, right? Because they're kind of one-dimensional.
I'm just
to you.
fucking over them. I'm just so fucking over them.
But you
I don't really hate them.
It's
I
the
guess.
style. Of
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I'm over
okay.
them. I'm over them.
If you fucking like this movie and you tell me that those are, like you like this more than any Marvel movie, I will
formulaic.
literally like this is
Jurassic World
this
is the best Marvel
most
movie,
formulaic movie. This is the most product placement filled piece of fucking shit. Every single moment of this movie, I was either bored or miserable. Like I was either actively mad or I was really bored, and those are the only two emotions I felt the entire.
I
fucking movie.
kind of imagined it would go that way.
It is.
I'm surprised there's not like a McDonald's of sorts.
They cheat. They cheat by one thing, which is they have the Jurassic Park theme. And you hear that, and instinctively you're like, nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it's fucking so bad. And hell, even the main crux of the movie, spoiler alert for the fucking trailer and premises of the movie, you know how the premise of the movie is they made their own dinosaur and it goes out and fucking...
Yeah. There's
Okay, even that was made because of a marketing decision. Because the reason they made the fucking plot of this movie was because they were like, well, we don't own the dinosaurs. Anyone can make it. So if we invent our own dinosaur, we have the marketing and it would belong to us. And that's the only reason they did it.
The
And
dinosaur has a fucking Pepsi logo on the side of it.
Honestly,
Yeah.
in the sequel, I will not be surprised if that happens.
Pepsi dinosaur.
Pepsi dinosaur presented by Gomar.
At least
Ben
it would
and
have a
Jerry's.
sense of humor then. The writers knew it was shit too, because there's a single scene where there's one hipster motherfucker who wears a Jurassic Park shirt and just keeps talking about how the corporations have ruined this and turned it into something else. And you're like, they knew. They fucking knew.
When I somebody from the movie on some late night show or something was describing why they made the new dinosaur. And they were saying that basically, Jurassic Park's been open and people are getting kind of bored with it. So they have to do something desperate and dangerous and stupid to keep people's attention. And I thought, what a perfect metaphor for what this movie probably
But
is.
it was intentional.
People
clearly.
are tired of this concept, so they have to do something stupid and bad to keep
Dinosaurs
America's
can't be
attention.
cool. You gotta make it better. Put a fucking Starbucks logo on a dinosaur, you'll be happier.
It just seemed
It's a dinosaur walking around with the fucking Pepsi logo in his scales.
I mean, this isn't even me going into nitpicks. Like, it's been fucking 3 years talking about the problems I have with the park's design and how, like, legally that couldn't fucking happen. You know? Like, they live on a fucking island, but the guy in charge of the ride is a fucking teenager kid that is in, like, every single amusement park you've ever been. He lives in the fucking island! Where the fuck is this guy? Come again. Yeah. I mean, like, even on the
Takes a helicopter to work.
small details, I have huge problems with it. Large details, I have problems with it. It is the worst fucking movie I've seen in years, in a decade at least. I've never been that pissed of a movie in a long time. Where the fuck do people like this? Metacritic, I saw him Rotten, it had like a 70, right? It's somewhere around there. And I feel like that's fitting, because fucking 70% of audiences loved it before they saw the movie. Yeah. And then 30% are like, it's a piece of shit.
So Jurassic World, worst part of E3.
Jurassic World was the worst part of E3 by far.
Yeah.
Hated it. But gay marriage is legal, so cool.
Yeah! Gay dinosaurs getting married. I'm excited for that.
It's a good note to end on.
Love wins in the
Dinosaur love wins.
Love conquers all in Brazil.
Yeah, do that. Okay, this isn't going yet. Get some audio levels. Just talk on
audio levels. Are we talking like this?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Member Card Radio.